Welcome back to the TATOOINE Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I'm going to talk to you about the Jabba Sail Barge. Just arrived. Let's dig right into this thing. So let's go ahead and get to opening this thing up. Wait. I just like to use this. You may have seen or heard from other reports, but there's two boxes, and that's really the extra layer of protection because it has a bit of a gash in it. So I'm looking to see if I'm interested to see if it actually affected the actual box of the vintage collection box. Hasbro did include this extra strip of cardboard, so when you're cutting it open, you don't cut into the box. Very smart thinking on Hasbro's part. I gotta say, I gotta hand it to them. That was very good. It had this sheet of plastic over the top of it, which I'm taking it out sideways. Seemed to make sense to me. This box is beautiful and it's so big, and it really just kind of blows your mind how large it is. And I want to say that the packaging, the double packaging, worked pretty well. I had this big gash right here in mine when it arrived, and it didn't affect the box. But I do think the stacking of other items on it or whatever, I have an issue in a corner, and I am going to display my box. But because I just display all my vintage collection boxes, but that concerns me. But it's not that bad in the end. So definitely in style with vintage packaging, and I do have to say, Hasbro, I'd gladly pay you a year ago for a Sail Barge today, and just had to get that out. I don't know if any of you guys know what that reference is from. And here we go with technically the top. And just beautiful pictures. I love the artwork on it, and I just love the glossy white versus an actual vintage box had a matte white finish that I never was a fan of. There's the side, and then here is the back. And now I do want to say these are line drawing pieces. This isn't actual dents or damage to the box. I'd say my box is about a 90. I'd give it a 90 with that one little dent that it got. And it means a lot to me. And I mean, I guess you could say they're individually numbered. 961, no, not really. Not individual numbered that I found yet. Well, let's dig into it. So there's no tape sealing it. There's this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tabs that plug in. And it is a bit challenging getting those out without ripping them. I don't like that. I would have probably rather just them have taped it for me, but that's my preference. And then here it is, opened. Open says me. Now in here you've got the barge, all the accessories that are going to go with it, and then you have your yak face, which I'm probably going to go ahead and remove him and just throw him in one of my star cases and throw him on a shelf so I can look at them and enjoy them. But I think they did a really good job packaging them because this figure came looking pretty good. I don't like that the bubble is just enlarged. It's an enlarged bubble. If they were going for realism, I guess we'll just have to wait for the the retro collection to give us an exact real bubble. And then the punch is off. That's not the correct punch for this. But anyway, we're splitting hairs. The box just folds open, and you reveal the barge in here. Now they say you need to have a barge buddy for this, and I disagree. I think I can do it myself. So we're gonna go at it. Jabba the Hutt. I was gonna try to put a vintage Jabba in there, so we'll see if that works. I really don't want to put him in there. I wanted to keep all mine truly vintage because this is the vintage vehicle that we've always wanted, but have not received yet. So that's kind of the whole point of the Jabba Sail Barge. But this thing is big. It is massive. It's huge. Wish they would have put electronics in it, and it looks like they didn't. That's a me thing. It's not an everybody else thing. And then pulling this off right here, and there we go to reveal the barge. Let me get it out of the plastic, and let's get started. I'll get the feet on it. Quick look at the box of accessories that comes with it. It comes with all of these accessories, and I do want to compare this gun to the one that I made previously to see how much different it is. And this is a bit of assembly that's going to go with it. And we're going to get into that, but starting with just putting on the feet so we can stand it up. Now I've pre-read the instructions, and they say to put these pieces, well, first off, put your barge on a blanket and don't handle it by the rails because the rails will break off. And then here is this piece here. Now, these go on like that. The tabs go front to back, so not side to side. So front, back, not side to side. Looks like they'd probably pop off pretty easy too. So it's a pretty good design. Now, when I first saw the prototype and I saw these clear legs, I was questioning whether or not we get the clear legs. I'm really excited we got the clear legs. And while we're in this position, we're going to go ahead and take these straps off and keep them in case I want to put it all back. I don't know if I want to put it all back after assembling this bad boy, but let's move on and get back to the table. Next up, we need to install these fins. They look like they're identical. I don't see a difference between them. And you just slide it over this piece here and the two tabs. There it is in place, and you do it on the other side also. There it is in place on the other side. Next up, we're building the cloth sails, which it's not as easy as it looks. Just putting the sails together just feels like you're building a kite, and mine just seems a little wrinkled, but you basically combine this part with this part, and then you put it together and slap the sail on it. And the sail is rolled up, and it's already, thank goodness they already put these other support pieces in there, because that would have taken, well, it wouldn't have taken that much time, but it would have taken some time. So you slide the little tabs over on each side, making sure you keep everything pretty much centered. These are flexible rods that give it the structure. Then you want to add clamp this on this side. It's fairly simple, but I just want it to look right. And I think that's messing with cloth. When you're used to messing with plastic, you got that on, and then you have to add this piece here, and it is designed to go on one way. So this is it's going to angle downward towards the front, and I think it's easier to put the back on first, but clamp it in place, and it is set up to only clamp in one way. Oh, so I guess that's, yeah, it's only made to clamp one way. So kind of like full proof. Nothing's really foolproof. Snap it in, and then put your end pieces on. There. I feel like I'm hyperextending, but yeah, I do feel like haven't built a kite in years, maybe decades. But there it is. Next, you clip in these little support pieces, support rods. And then install it. Okay, and then once you get it in place, you clip it in right here. Not the greatest sliding. And it turns out that they do look like they're different for each side, which does make sense because of the way it's angled of it. And lucky me, I put them on the right side. So next, I want to compare the two guns. This is definitely not the same gun. Let me get it out of the package so we can do a comparison. So this is the one that came with that pack, the Return of the Jedi pack or whatever. And so that's this one. And here's the one that comes with the barge. The one that comes with the barge has a bit of a better paint scheme to it, and it seems to be a lot thinner, more accurate to the movie. This is more accurate to a toy design, so that it can shoot the guns, and that's why there's such thicker barrels. But still, all in all, they're both pretty good designs. But this one is more movie accurate in my belief. All right, so we got sails on. We've got the gun in place, and now we got these other smaller guns to put on, and then all these accessories that go in there. And let's show the inside of it. All right, so here we are looking at the inside. You got to undo this here, and I think this is the main thing holding that throne in place. And then a lot of great detail inside. So we're gonna go to quick shaky cam and just look at all the detail inside real quick. And I like the paint on it. I like the paint apps. Interesting that he's got a little kitchen. And then there's like a hallway back here to more stuff. And then you can almost see the driver's seat in that hallway. But yeah, it looks great. So it look great with figures on it. The cockpit. And then all the way back there. I don't know how many figures you fit on this. 100? Be pretty interesting. Some people might put the whole collection on it. All right, here it is with some figures on it in place where I'm going to display it for a while. I do want to see, I made this picture a while back, right when I went ahead and backed the barge, and I want to see how close I got, and it looks like I got pretty close in sizing this picture. Barge! Yeah, it was pretty close. Anyway, that was just one of those things that's, which is how I was able to get the right size shelf and all of that, and it fit just right. And this is the back quarter. Your bigger figures like your Elephant Mong and some of those are going to need to go back there. There's just no other place to put them. And I did fit a vintage Jabba the Hutt on there, but he doesn't fit exactly like the new one would, but I don't really care because I want as much vintage as possible. I only put new figures if they weren't made in the vintage line. In here, this panel opens up right down there, and then this door over here closes to, I guess, close off the kitchen. And we already know about the cockpit, so let's look at the top. And you can see right here how he can walk up the stairs. Those stairs where I've got a couple of Jawas. And then here's the gun. I don't really have anyone on the gun, but I think it's really cool just the way it looks. And it's there, and no one really gets on it till the action anyway. Got me a couple more GAMMOREAN Guards wandering around here, but yeah, all in all, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so this is what it looks like with some 6-inch figures on it. So that's the Mafex Boba Fett. A buddy of mine brought these over, and this is just, which one? That's just Black Series, Black Series, and Black Series, and that's Mafex. And then the Luke is a regular Black Series Luke too. They're not Mafex. That's not a Mafex one. No. Okay, so thanks Aiden for bringing these over. And then so that's what you can see. You can actually fit some 6-inch figures right up in here, and you could probably, if you could get like the 6-inch lay to lay down, you cannot fit the 6-inch Jabba the Hutt in there. But there it is for any of you 6-inch collectors who say, hey, maybe I want to throw some 6-inch figures on my barge. There's a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
And then we've got, there they are like in the main part of the barge. So, yeah, if you want to display your 6-inch on it, you can make it happen. It's not made for it. It looks a little bit off. But hey, you can fake it till you make it if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of my display. If you haven't already seen it, this is my SARLACC pit that I decided to go with this SARLACC pit instead of the official. I sold my official. That helped pay for my barge. And then looking down here, still have the Jabba's Palace. Now I went ahead and pulled a couple of characters out of here to throw them up there, but I might end up putting more C-3POs and R2s and Lukes and stuff back in the mix. Just that's how I got it going on. And of course you have to have the pit down there. You got to have the Rancor monster in his pit. And you are on Tatooine, so of course you're going to have a bunch of sand people or Tusken Raider, yeah. And then he's got a Bantha with him, yeah. So what do you think, Trey? You like this?
Mike, I love it. I think they did a great job. I just don't know where the pegs are at for the figures to stand. They need pegs. I ordered one, and mine's due today to get here, and I drove 90 miles an hour, giddy as a schoolgirl, to get here and just to see yours. But I love it.
I'm glad you're enjoying this thing. And for those of you who don't know Trey, Trey's one of my collector buddies, and he'll be featured in an upcoming video. But he's been featured in other videos, and He's the guy with the what? How many AT-ATs do you have now?
I don't know, 40 or so.
The AT-ATs. You've got.
You mean the AT-AT walkers?
Oh, AT-AT walkers.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
like 40.
He's got 40 of them. But yeah, both of us excited about getting these. He'll have his today, and you need me to come over and help you set yours up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think you had some words about the box too.
I do like the box. Do we want to look at the box or just?
Yes, let's go look at it.
All right.
So Trey, what do you think about the box?
I love the box. Now, you told me to order one. I wasn't that excited. I went ahead and ordered one. But when I seen the box, I was like, I got really excited. The only thing I don't like about the box is these modern figures. I mean, if this is an expansion of Return of the Jedi, these figures, you know, it'd been great if they had vintage figures on here. I mean, I know Hasbro wants to sell their toys, but I mean, this is what if in the Return of the Jedi they made this, so why not have the real vintage figures on
Yeah. So I know where you're going. So we're saying that a continuation is if this was released in 1983 or 85, then it would have had vintage figures on it, not the modern figures,
right,
and not that continuum. And sort of like maybe you would like some of the retro figures included in there.
Exactly.
Hey, do you have any words for the retro collection?
No, I don't.
You don't? Do you like it?
No.
Do you think they should make My Wave 2?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this amazing vehicle that was brought to us by Hasbro. The Katana Titanium Hanger. Out.